for joining this evening with me. And I'm so happy to host you today. And welcome to this conversation.
Thank you. I am thrilled to be here and very, very blessed with the invitation, Ranjini.
Thank you. And you're one of the persons I've met in recent past, they have made me think for some time. Like it's often being a coach and a consultant, you're at the speaking side or maybe the um, expertise side, kind of, the expert in the room kind of conversation. But I remember having our first conversation. We met over LinkedIn, and I remember when we left the conversation, you asked me, "What should I pray for you today?" And it really moved me. And thank you so much for bringing certain things that like people come to tell you, a gesture or a very beautiful way of nudging. And so I think that's maybe one thing never forgot you after that conversation. And I was like, how do I make sure I have a conversation with you again? So I took this opportunity. So thank you so much for being here.
You're welcome. You're welcome. My pleasure.
Yeah. So, most coaches, like many of the life coaches, we are all here to help people in some shape or form. So, before we run into the topic and the conversation today, I want you to introduce yourself because I know you personally, but the audience know who you are. Where are you joining from? Go ahead.
Yeah, wonderful. Well, I'm Jenny. I'll just start by saying a beloved child of God. I'm a business professional. I've had a 30-year career in many different leadership roles, mostly in IT. But this particular calendar year, I ventured off on my own. I've had a lot of cycles of evolution and reinvention in my life, and so this is the current one as a consultant and a coach and author. But I would say I'm learning more to speak less about what I'm doing, but who I'm helping. So yeah, I love to focus on transformation and reinvention because it's a passion for me. But also to your point about praying, keeping my own eye on what's happening here in life, but also the hereafter, and
Mhm.
doing work that will be lasting and here and in the hereafter. So I would say that's a little about me and my highest goal. So yeah, I live in Edgefield, South Carolina, and how we got to a town of 4,000 people from a big city in California is its own reinvention adventure story. But we live in a really small town in the charming South, in this little historic district on quite a few acres, but we can walk to this little town square that's been here since the 1700s. So we have a beautiful environment. Married, I have two daughters, 20 and 22.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I'm enjoying building the life I want to live and helping other people do the same.
Beautiful, wonderful. So, like as I speak, I'm really able to roll back into the past and see where I started. So there was something, though coaching was not something a serious profession for me, though we being invested in personal development. No, I'm more on the customer side. 5 years back, like happy to be coached, be a student, but never took on this seat to be someone who is the guide, who is the mentor here. So I have my own story, but I want to know, like, what was your moment, or what made you really switch or make this change?
Oh, yes. That's a wonderful question. And I wouldn't say it was a moment. There are a couple of seeds. So I remember being at a party and a man was talking about working with a life coach. And I'd never heard of what a life coach was. And he said that his life coach really was having a focus on what makes him happy. And he was very successful, making a lot of money, and was very stressed, burnt out, and not
Mhm.
happy. And so he found the courage in working with someone else who was like holding his vision for him to quit his job and start his own business. And so I was just hearing this story, and it really had an impact on me. One, like, wow, what a bold move to stop one one life that's as successful on paper and move to something due to happiness and fulfillment. I thought that was very courageous, but I thought, wow. I mean, I think that that planted the seed of who is it that can facilitate that. And my career in the corporate world has always been through the lens of learning and development and leadership. So I've trained a lot, I've coached a lot, I've mentored a lot, personal development and professional development. And so I hit a place a few years ago, we'll call it rock bottom, where I had this opportunity to rebuild who I am and who I want to be and how I want to live and what virtues I want to live by and what values I want to live by, and just really reorient myself to an entirely new compass. And in doing that, I really took stock of what I was doing from a career standpoint, and was it really fulfilling? And as I approached my 50th birthday, so all of these things were like lining up, my rock bottom and renewal, and hitting the we'll call it the midpoint of my life. I'm very optimistic about my longevity. So so I found a program that was a dual health and life coaching certification,
Mm-hmm.
and I've created many training programs. So I love being led through a well-developed program, and that's what I did. So I did that while I was working. And then actually, I really loved it, and I came across a couple other programs. So my number one strength in the Clifton Strength Finders or Gallup is achievement. So for the year before I left corporate world, I gained 3 coaching certifications, which really gave me a good variety to see different skills and how people put their frameworks together. Because I'm certain that in the future I'll be part of putting together, some kind of a program at a large scale. That's kind of what I did in the corporate life. So that's a
Wow.
long way to answer. It was like these seeds of like this power to facilitate somebody's happiness and hold their vision for them. That was really the spark. And then me and my own journey being in that place of transformation. But my personality is such that I'm like, oh, I want to go and get the certification and be in the lead before I ever receive it. So it took, I would say, humility to actually be a client, to be a coaching client, because I'm always like trying to be in the lead. So that was also very good for me to experience throughout these programs, all the practical coaching I was receiving from peers or, from experts along the way.
Yeah. So, well, no, though it was a long answer, but I could still take the pieces of what I can take this conversation forward. So, yes, you have done a lot of work, I can see, and as you were reinventing or trying to look at the new version of yourself as a mentor and coach, and so you had a good preparation around, no, the certifications and really looking at a variety of things to be learned, like because now you are in this seat where you're here to do, a cause or maybe offer the space for transformation. So it's a different training. Life definitely has our lessons, we have our lessons with us, but yes, technically we need framework and evidences to really make this more powerful. Let me put it that way. It's not that without certificates you can't be a good coach. You can be a coach, but
Yes.
a certification, a course, in fact a community and a mentor really helps. So my next question was about like we are looking at this transition, reinvention, the topic today, and how do you see like the transitions, like though like you shared about your certifications, what all things you tried before you are here to launch yourself. So how a community and mentor really helps and help someone if someone is listening and they are also at this place where they want to transition into something new. It could be entrepreneurship, it could be something out of their passion to pursue, no? Like there are many other interests other than coaching, like we can say cooking or maybe baking or photography, dance, music. There are a lot of things. So coaching is one spectrum which is common here. uh, how a community or mentor could help to make this transition. What do you say?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think we get inspired, and then we might follow others and get more information about whatever that direction is, like you said, cooking or
Mm.
dancing or starting a business or changing our vocation. Um, and then we can learn about it and we can have it in our head that we understand the steps, like we've read the books or what have you. But I think when it comes to waking up in the morning and then like knowing what we're doing every day and trying to prioritize a new scope of work and new activities, it's extremely helpful to have somebody to
Yeah.
help along the way, a mentor, a coach, and just somebody who's a guide. Like if you I love the hero's journey, where the hero feels this call to adventure, and
Mm.
then but at some point there's an ally that's going to come by and going to help while the hero is learning their new skills before they go slay the dragon and get the treasure. so so I think that's really important, because I think our mindset, we love our comfort zone. I mean, that's how we're built, to enjoy our comfort zone. And it's really easy to rationalize, am I doing the right thing? This feels uncomfortable. The resistance is like something to really, it's exciting to go through, but it's not exciting to go through alone. It's
Yeah.
really helpful to have someone to help us actually even help order the steps of what the milestones are, or what are, am I
Mhm.
taking on too much in a week or a month or 12 weeks or 6 months, or am I going too slow? Like, can I do more? So to have somebody to help us with our courage, to help us with the path along the path. And what I do love about a mentor is, or a coach is, the job is to listen and to hold a vision, and, the client or the person on the journey, they are the one empowered to help set the pace, to widen the timeline, but also to have somebody like be very honest, like, hey, I think you can do this. I think you can go faster, or perhaps you don't have to go this fast, and just to be an ally on the way. I think it's beautiful. And I myself have been in trouble many times by setting goals that are too big. Then I get overwhelmed, and then I get frustrated, and then I don't feel good about myself. And this cycle, this mindset, can keep us frozen. So to move forward, it's wonderful to have someone holding our hand.
Yes, absolutely. I completely agree. Having a mentor and a community, and especially for those who don't have it immediately around them, like their environment is not supporting the change or the evolution that you are choosing to, venture in. It's good to have a group which is holding you, supporting you, and somebody to guide you, and maybe they have walked the path, so that inspires us. Like if they can do it, like I can also do it. So that inspiration really pulls us into our vision every day. Like I can, we are not distracted. So very good. And I know you're doing the same with your coaching and the perspective or the framework you have designed for your clients. So what is your philosophy around faith and leadership, and how is it, really aligning with the purpose and impact that you are willing to create now onwards?
Yes, yes. So I have found that the more I share about I'll say my relationship with my creator, um, the more open I am about spirituality, the more I guess the more transparent I am,
Mhm.
the more I find people opening up and really sharing theirs as well. And it just creates a bond that isn't a bond. It's a
Mhm.
stronger bond than having the same hobby, having the same career, having the same, living in the same town, like all the other things we might have in common with people. I
Mhm.
find that to be the strongest bond here, on the planet. And so that for me is my, really my North Star. So the communities I like to be involved with are communities that are ones that, they have some kind of spiritual element to them. So like I said, we're focused on how we can be the best we can be here and help others change and transform. And
Mhm.
then also, where are we helping? Where are we going to be after after this life with our creator? So Yeah, so that being my North Star, then in the coaching program I created a program using, using um, science, positive psychology, my own story, my own experience, just a lot of frameworks that I had learned, and it's called Ascend. So I'm calling it something that's really also kind of a higher look in. And I created that because it's really the evolution I've gone through to look
Mhm.
at our identity, to really take a big step back at who are we in the universe and on the planet. Who are we with? What do we care about? What do we value? And each of us are blessed with unique strengths and talents, and I don't think we know that. Because it's so easy on social media to look around and compare, and we have something in our mind that is constantly, never gets tired to put us down, to be our critic, and to judge us. And those thoughts are, so to have tools to say, well, we can turn down that voice and learn to meditate and journal and learn these rituals, and then turn up the voice that's telling us how wonderful and unique and amazing we are. So starting there, and then, really kind of casting a vision for the rest of our time here, and who do we want to serve. So that just talking about those things. I mean, when I go to a networking event, somebody wants to talk about, oh, did you see these headlines? And I'm like, no, I don't really watch the news, but how are you with your soul? That's what I want to talk about. So I find myself attracted to communities that are really building one another up, helping each other succeed. Being very aware of that negative voice, and really being intentional about how can we, collectively, support one another, and then turn up the things that are so wonderful about us.
This is beautiful. I think that is one of the reasons we are here today, because I think these were the distinctions. I made it very clear. Like, I'm going to listen to my that the voice that is so feeble. You need to really shut down this noise to hear what it is trying to tell you. So consciously, really tapping into that. And as I'm, like, I would say, I'm 5 years into this industry. As I'm getting a year older, I'm going deeper within me. The stronger connection, the more closer I would say to who I am really in this essence, or the self-expression, or the voice, or the message. So I'm more, or I would say conscious about it, aware about it. And uh, and yes, at the same time, the more you do the work inside, you can see the, what you really want to, manifest. I would say what you really desire to achieve is there on the outside as well, so you get to see those evidences. So this is one journey. Like, I'm like, every year on, I'm more conscious about it. But when you look at the social media or the market, it is noisy. And there are many, I would say, ways to really anchor yourself in, so that you are not distracted or diluted, kind of. So faith is, I've seen many people follow the faith path. And some of them, like the spiritual conversation, what my soul's desire needs, really, leaning into that. So considering what the noise is going around, and how, what is your take on it? Like, we are hearing AI everywhere now. Every industry is being,
Yes.
challenged, and in fact contributed at the same time with AI. But what is your, take on it? Like, how's that, this perspective going to help with the current market?
Yes, well, I have a belief in my own practice, is for social media, to not be the product. Because if we're not putting content out there, that's maybe helping others or serving others, we're receiving what others are putting out there, and we're consuming it. So I try to, I would say, limit my time on it and be more of a
Mm.
contributor than I am, when it comes to, I'm hardly on Instagram. When I go on Facebook, it's often on Meta to schedule, not really to receive or to engage. So, and I don't really look at the news very much. I'll look at headlines, but I'm talking like 15 minutes a week. I know there's something that happens. There'll be sirens in my community that will, go off, or
Mm.
somebody will tell me. But that's me. And so I'm just very careful about what comes into my brain, what comes into my eyes, because the sensationalism and things being very designed to attract us, and pull us in, can really
Yes.
shift our emotions. Yeah, and so at the same time, I think that we're so creative. I think technology is very creative, and I came from, one of my first jobs in tech was at WebEx. So in my interview, I didn't really know what the company did. I had friends that worked there. We scrapbooked together. They're like, Jenny, there's this startup. You have to come and check it out. So in my interview, I didn't even know what it was, but I was referred. So the interview was going well. Um, but when I first sat down, it was something like this. I was learning that I could be in one location and somebody in a different location. I could show my screen and my video, and we could talk and we could show what's on each other's computer. So this is like, I don't know, the late 1900s. It was incredible. And I think collaboration technology is incredible. And I think what social media can do for good is incredible, and the networking and communities and all of that. And so AI, I also think is incredible, but I think that it's important to understand what it is, how AI language, large language models, how they are learning, what they are learning, how to be responsible. Like I just took a class on AI prompting, like kind of a beginner class, to learn a framework for having very good outputs. So it's already improved my productivity. So it's extremely useful, but I think we want to learn. But I also learned in this class that from a sustainability standpoint, every time we use AI and we're saying, please do this, and thank you so much, like when we're polite and we're corresponding
Mhm.
with politeness, it's taking up energy. So, like, we could all save the earth a lot of the power that's being used to generate, the data centers that generate AI, by just stopping using words that we don't need to use in our searches. So I think it's important for us to understand, like, for the planet, we cannot say please or thank you for now on in our chat GPT or whatever platforms we're learning. So I think it's really important to, because it's technology. I think it's creative. It's really, it's as creative as humanity is
Yeah,
creative. However, it's important to learn it and to see how we can make use of it, and how our communities can make use of it for good, and to be just be aware.
wonderful. I think,
I didn't think we
yeah,
get to technology, but
we
yeah, I'm
can't,
excited
like,
about it.
yeah, we can't ignore this. It is, like, I would say, like, we are, no, the way we are connecting today, two different places on earth, but we are yet together on one screen and having this conversation is part of technology. But what you really, made a point was consuming information conscious, being conscious about how much you are exposed to, rather than, no, the information is in abundance right now. So you have to have, like, it's not hijacking your schedules, your, your system, where you have your own creativity, your other priorities. So being a creator helps, because we create content, we share, and we consume very less. So being a creator, as coaches, our life is easy if we have planned ourselves, and then we move on to other work. And definitely technology, we need to keep up and keep learning with the new things that are coming up. Now, in your position, let's say somebody who wants to really repurpose, or maybe say reinvent and create a career and build something that they can know, they can pursue for the rest of their life. So, what would be the one thing that you suggest if they just getting started, like one exercise? What would be that?
Yeah. One exercise, my favorite one, is to um, is to imagine a day 5 years from
Hmm.
now, where money is no object and fear is no object. So we're not putting up already any barriers to our imagination, and we imagine an entire day. So 5 years from now, when I open my eyes, what time of the morning am I opening my eyes? What does my room look like? What does my pillow feel like? What is my floor? Is it wood? Is it tile? Like, what does the house look like? Where is the house? Am I by the ocean, in the mountains? Am I remote? Am I in the middle of a
Mhm.
city? Am I in a community? What am I having for breakfast? And really kind of go through moment to moment to moment of what that day would look like. Who am I interacting with? How am I spending my time? Because um, the joy we can feel just using our imagination, I don't know that all of us use it very often. I never get bored because I think, oh, what could I be thinking about right now? but that allows us, even just 5 years is no time at all, but it allows us enough time to really think about what we want. And then I think thinking about a day where what do we have and what are we doing and who are we with and what pleasure are we receiving from that day really hones into inside of us what our dreams are and gives us a chance to daydream. So that is the one exercise, because from there we can then go, okay, like, is there something there doable? Is it time for a shift? And start to really, that desire, will have woken up our brain and our spirit and allow us to just start to contemplate next
Beautiful.
steps.
This is something I would try once again today or maybe tomorrow. But I would like to do this. I remember doing this 5 years back when I was really, creating my journey as a coach. So this was one of the exercises I did with my mentor, and it was very powerful. I can clearly see like what I have crafted in that day in that exercises. Pretty much, I'm able to really move things in my life to be where I am today. So it's
Wow.
5 years, as you said, no, 5 years back. So it was a 5 year plan, and I've done like I know I could say incredibly well when it comes to not just the success of the business, who I am with my family, my parents, my immediate the environment, and it really works. It really works, and like living a life design a life you love and live a life you love was the name of my programs, in fact, when I started. So I have lived.
Oh,
So
wow.
uh, my first level was design a life you love, and the second level was to live that. So it was designing and implementing, and I have lived up to my programs. So beautiful. It was a good reminder.
That's a beautiful strategy. Ah, you're an amazing testimonial of that work. Yes.
So as a coach, like no, we work on ourselves, like no, we don't have to. Being a mentor, the first thing you need to walk the talk. So it has to, like, you have to be no somebody, like no, I shared today morning, no, the light, like no, people can look up to you and be that for someone else, so that you can show them their way, like yes, this is doable. So this helps. Look, being a coach has helped me. I would say it's a rewarding career. I would say, and personally as well, not just the kind of work we or the flexibility we have, the kind of money we can make. Like I completely work from home. With my taking care of everything I need to take care of my family. Yet and doing a fulfilling work, which is really good. So, Jenny, tell me before we close this call and conversation, how people can connect with you. Where are you the most active, and the programs that they can look forward or services? Share a little bit about that.
Okay. I'm really grateful that you give me this opportunity to share all this. So the best place to start is my website, jennyteters.com. And on that first page on the bottom is where you'll find my podcast, my YouTube channel, connect with me on LinkedIn, connect with me on Facebook. So that page, jennyteters.com, will lead to everything else. And I do have a couple services that you'll see on there. I have some free meditations and free journal prompting. So
Yeah.
we've talked about that quiet voice. So there's some things right immediately that you could take advantage of. Also sign up for my newsletters. I send out a weekly newsletter. And then I mentioned my flagship course. So one of the first things for me as a coach was to create, an offer. So I have that, and you can explore that. I have a mindfulness course, but everything starts with a conversation. So I have my Calendly link, and just having a chat to get to know one another, because I feel like, well, Ranjini, you and I, we met optimally. I reached out and said, hi, I'd love to see how we can connect and help each other here on LinkedIn. It wasn't, hi, can you do something for me, or can I do something for you? So I like just to start every interaction with getting to know one another. Because now, if you're listening, you know me a little bit, but I don't know you yet. So we would everything starts with the chat. So my calendar's there, and we can have a chat and just get to know each other, and then see where we're at. So I do coaching programs. I do talks every month. I have a talk coming on at the end of the month, the 3 keys to reinvention. So I do webinars every single month. So jennytutors.com is kind of my home base. And that's also where my book is. So I mentioned hitting rock bottom. So, that is my story of really the beginnings of getting out of the pits of hell, to the point where, I could stand on my own 2 feet again, and start my reinvention
Yeah.
journey.
So there is a story, there is a message, there is a lesson learned, and that brings us here. And we are here to share the gifts that we have. And we are, that's the beautiful part of life. I think this is the most beautiful side where what we have got, we honor, we acknowledge, and we are here to share, give it away, and go. Right. So thank you, dear. It was
Yes,
beautiful to connect with. No, I was reflecting all through this conversation, and it's been my journey, it's your journey, and we are pretty much like, um, two souls speaking the same language.
we are. We are. And it's more powerful when we're talking together. So yeah, I love your framework of coaching, but also the community you have, because it's so, one thing I didn't mention before is when we're working with our peers who are going through a new journey together, it's just nothing like the relief of when we're doubting ourselves, to know somebody else is in the exact same shoes. So we're looking for our
Mm.
coach or our mentor to help guide us, and keep us on the path, and keep us accountable, and help us with the system. But our peers in the community are the ones, our brothers and sisters, who are like, oh,
Yeah, yeah.
hashtag me too. And we lift each other up. So I think that's
Yes,
that's just
and you're not
amazing.
alone if somebody is listening, and in a space where you want to see us celebrate what we have created, or you're really thinking of that, no, the bottom, like where you are, you're stuck, and you want to move your game. We have Jenny. You can connect with her and learn more how she could do it, and we can also help you do the same. So thank you, dear, and
100%. You're
take,
welcome. Have a
yeah,
beautiful
happy
Friday.
weekend, and keep in touch. All right, I'll see you soon.
I will. Oh, I will. I just realized how many videos are on Ranjini's YouTube channel. So I suggest everyone go find that. There are hundreds of them, like just a treasure trove.
Thank
Beautiful
you.
job.
Thank you. See you. Take care. Bye bye.